Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman, and we are at the Grand Hotel. We're up here for the Policy Conference put on by the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce. And speaking of Detroit, maybe we'll go a little north of there from Automation Alley, their CEO, Tom Kelly. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a great day for Automation Alley in Troy, Michigan, everybody.
You know, we're going to get to that in just a second, but I have to also tell you, I have never seen you without a smile on your face. And no, that makes people around you feel better.
Well, is it working? There we go.
I got a little indigestion, but...
You know, there's only so many hours in a life, and you might as well do it smiling than being sad, right?
It's easier.
It's easier, it is, yeah.
It is.
More people want to hang out with you when you're actually pleasant to be around. You ever know?
Well, it hasn't worked for me, but I know what you're saying. So, major announcement today. Let's talk.
Yeah, so we were with the governor and with the World Economic Forum, and we announced that we are bringing a World Economic Forum U.S. Advanced Manufacturing Center right here to Troy, Michigan. It is going to be the only center of its kind from the World Economic Forum focused on advanced manufacturing. We call it the U.S. Center, but it's going to represent the globe. And if you know the good work that the forum does in bringing together the most important conversations from around the world with some of the most important people that can actually affect change, we're going to be doing that right here in Michigan for North America. Is that not like huge news?
That's like the isotopes circular accelerator or something.
Up in Lansing.
But it truly is a major thing.
They're bringing electrons together. We're bringing people together. That's the difference.
Well, it is, and it'll lead to more employment, by the way. So tell me about how timeline on that, and when they break ground, when they open.
Yeah, so we open January 6th. It's going to be co-housed at Automation Alley. We're supplying 3 employees. The World Economic Forum is bringing 3 people over from Geneva. And from that point, we're already in conversations with large companies all over the world that want to convene in Michigan to talk about these major issues affecting manufacturing today.
Okay, let's talk about those major issues, because I got to feel, that when I think of major issues, it's people right now, right? Okay, it's inflation, it's wage inflation. Is this where you're going?
Yeah, well, one of them is people and wage inflation, and how you solve that wage inflation problem is you have to automate, which allows you to pay the higher wages for people because there are no people. Remember, automation used to be a dirty world. It used to be, well, if I automate, it's going to cost jobs. And that was a bona fide concern in the 60s. But we can't fight that battle. There are no people to do the work. So if America wants to stay competitive, we have to automate everything. And that allows us to pay these higher wages, and inflation will regulate itself. Now, there's also all kinds of other issues that we're worried about for manufacturing. Think of what artificial intelligence is going to be able to do and the issues around that. Sustainability. Every year we talk a little bit more about sustainability. Well, let me tell you, manufacturers on the global stage, it's top of the list for them. Right? Because think of all the plants they have and all the issues they have with carbon, and they're trying to come up with solutions and they don't really know how to get there. And that's what we do. We convene around these topics and we solve these problems.
So how many countries are involved in this?
Well, there's 180 countries in the world. The last time they had Davos, which was just last week, they had 120 heads of state. If that's not a convening entity for the world, I don't know what is. So if you think about how many countries are going to be involved, we don't know how many will circle in our ecosystem because we just stood it up. But the World Economic Forum head, Francisco Betti, was here with me. And he said something interesting. He said, we did this announcement. I already got a call from somebody in Indonesia that said, I don't know what this is, but I got to be a part of it. So, isn't that great?
Yes, it absolutely is. And the irony is they do have to be a part of it.
They do have to be a part of it. We're a global village these days.
This is United Nations.
In a way, it's United Nations for advanced manufacturing.
Yeah.
Right? So think of it as a niched United Nations where we try to get together and really solve problems, but it really trickles down to our small and medium manufacturers. Because the bigs set the agenda. They set what needs to happen. And as they set this agenda, with us leading, That gives us great insight to now turn around and say to our smalls, "Psst, we got the inside info. Here's what you need to do to get all those juicy contracts that they're going to want to do."
Yeah.
So that's really important. It works both ways.
Yeah. So will this be more conducive to global working together as opposed to being competitive with one another? I mean, you're putting competitors in the same room.
Absolutely. And you know why? Competitors want to be together now. And the reason for that is it used to be in manufacturing that you just worried about how much demand is out there and how do I get my supply to meet that demand. Well, then Industry 4.0 came along and said, do I even have the right business model? And no CEO knows where the world is going. It's becoming more unstable and more unpredictable. And not just in the geopolitical realm, which we see, but in the technology and digital realm. So you have to convene people. They want to know. They want to say, hey, you know, obviously there's laws, you can't be colluding on price or anything like that, but you can certainly talk about what technologies are working for you, and I'll share what technologies are working for me, and let's figure this out together. They're much more agreeable to sitting around the table together.
This is really, were you part of this forum before?
Yeah, well, so we were an advanced manufacturing hub. So we started nurturing this relationship with the forum darn near right when I started in 2016 at Automation Alley. It was one of my 5-year goals was I said, we are going to be recognized by the World Economic Forum as one of the entities in the world that matters for manufacturing. And 5 years later, here we are, we're actually partners with the World Economic Forum. So it worked, something worked.
Congratulations, major announcement, and now you got an even bigger stage to talk 4.0.
Absolutely, and it's only gonna grow, everything we're doing.
Good to have you here. Tom, congratulations, great major announcement here at the Policy Conference. Tom Kelly, head of Automation Alley. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back with more.